Hey, this is Thunder. I thought I had to get this out today. I'm calling it Obama Eats Crow. And it's a good thing that he ate crow. Now, it's a temporary eating of crow, maybe because he tried to look strong with his little speech today. Oh, we're going to go in, we're going to bomb Syria, we're going to do this, do that. But then on the other hand, he said, well, it could be in a day or a week or a month. But I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. Well, no, he backed down because he had to. He had pressure on him from all over, and he wasn't getting backing from his allies in the UK, and he wasn't. Putin gave an excellent speech that just cut him to ribbons, and he just was feeling the pressure. Even the American people, 90% of them, or 80%, or whatever the poll numbers show, are against this attack. So maybe World War III will be forestalled for a week or two, or maybe something good will happen. But Obama ate crow, and it makes him really, I mean, it's a two-edged sword. He looks weak now because he drew that red line in the sand saying that if chemical weapons are ever used, never mind that we've used them dozens of times and backed people that have, if chemical weapons are ever used, I will immediately attack. Well, he drew a red line in the sand that he couldn't back away from, or that he found it hard to back away from. And so he was getting pressure. And so what does he do? Well, I suppose he goes to his speechwriters and say, well, write me a real good speech about how I can look strong and be compassionate and look fair at the same time, and please help me get out of this bind that I'm in. Well, the speech basically was, I'm a big tough guy and I'm not going to let him get away with this. And we have evidence, which they don't, that's a lie. And we have this and we have that, and this is why this is done because of humanitarian, blah, 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 on and on and on. The usual rhetoric, the usual, hey, we have to, oh, and also about our own security. When's the last time we were attacked by chemicals? Excuse me? When we drank our water with fluoride in it, maybe? I don't know. This guy's got a vivid imagination. He actually looks schizophrenic in a way. He looks weak, and America looks weak. And the rest of the world's probably laughing their butts off right now. And that's good. Take them down a peg. Take America down. They think they're the bullies of the world, the cops of the world. They can go around just doing anything they want. Well, guess what? I don't know. To me, it kind of looks like there's something breaking apart here, some kind of coalition, and maybe that's a good thing. I'm hoping for the best because this coalition looks like it's breaking down. This UK and the Allied forces, the USA and the UK and the French and all these people that usually gang up on one nation, they're kind of breaking apart. Kind of like going down the tubes. Maybe their plan's going awry. Let's hope so, huh? Because we don't want what they have to offer. Now, the other thing that it could be a bad sign in a way, because if they are breaking apart or if they're getting desperate, they might try something desperate. I mean, they might create another false event, false flag, whatever, to try to either persuade everybody that, hey, we really are in danger from these chemical weapons. Like maybe they'll try to even create a chemical weapon attack here in the United States or somewhere, another chemical weapon attack. You don't know. These people are, like I say, they're hard to figure out because insane. Can't figure out an insane person. You don't know what they're going to do next. You have no idea what they're going to do next. But I'm really gratified at the fact that I see through this little speech here that tries to make a leader look strong when he's weak. He was weak to lay down a gauntlet that he couldn't live up to, which he never should have done. Now he has to back off, and that's good that he's backing off. Maybe he'll get humble. Wishful thinking. But I think it's good that he had to eat crow today. I look at it like he had to eat crow. I don't care what people think about. You know, a lot of people are saying, oh, he's going to attack. Yeah, he made the decision. He did this. But, you know, on the other hand, like I said, he passed the buck to Congress. I'm sure Congress will love him for this because now they'll be put in the spotlight, in the heat. And if they don't go along with what the American people want, by 80% against, again, the war or any kind of aggression. What do we need a war for anyway? We haven't got enough money to help the people in this country, and we were going to spend trillions of dollars on another war? No, forget it. So anyway, this is kind of my take on it. And it's a take that I haven't really had much time to ponder after hearing his speech, but sometimes your initial reaction is your gut feeling about a speech is maybe right on. And I felt that speech, I mean, if you looked at the body language, Joe Biden was like, he was pissed. That's all I could say. And Obama didn't look too happy. I mean, how can you look happy when you got to eat crow, you know? That poor crow. Feel sorry for him, don't you? But anyway, it'll remain to be seen what happens now, because anything still could happen. It's just in limbo. I'll tell you what, though, the leadership of this country looks piss poor, looks really bad. Because when you have leaders that are strong, just, they're that way from the beginning. They don't, you know, they don't have to vacillate back and forth between, oh yeah, I'm strong and just 1 minute, and then the next minute I'm indecisive, and then the next minute I'm, you know, it really does. Yeah, you know, the question has to be asked is just how does this administration and the United States and, you know, the military industrial complex, I mean, how does this all play out? How does it look? Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Our leaders don't look good. Our country doesn't look good. And again, you know, maybe that's a good thing, because sometimes when you're humbled, but I'll tell you what, there's people on the sidelines in other countries, and I mean, this is just fact. They're probably looking, you know, the other superpowers are probably, I mean, they're laughing. And you know, when you're in a weak position, you know, if you've read anything about strategy or war, then this would be a good time to make a move when the enemy's weak. And they consider us the enemy. Again, unless this is all just a big game being played by everybody, but I don't know. You really don't know anymore. You really don't know. That's why you gotta, like I said in my previous video, you gotta turn your back on it. You can't really give all this too much of your power. But I feel good about one thing, and that's the fact that, you know, we're not shooting missiles into Syria yet. I mean, like I said, you know, this is a kind of a first in history here with the Middle East situation, because it involves nations that potentially could start a nuclear holocaust, a nuclear war, a nuclear annihilation of another country. There's just too many loose ends, too many wild cards out there for them to play around with this. And so, yeah, I mean, Obama's talking tough and all this stuff, and we're going to go get the bad guys. But when he says, oh, it could be a week, a month, 2 weeks, oh, and yeah, we'll have to wait for Congress to come back. Well, that just shows that again, he's eating crow because he has to, not because he wants to. I mean, I think if it was up, he did make the statement too that it didn't matter what the UN thought. Well, wait a minute. By their own rules, the UN is the one that you have to go through, or you're just basically a war criminal. You're attacking a sovereign state. Oh, I don't care what they do. That's not what stopped me. I don't know. It's kind of funny to me, but a tribal leader wouldn't do this. A tribal leader would be strong in whatever decision he made. And it just shows, to me, it shows his weakness. Other people might look at it differently, and 2 days, 3 days from now, I might look at it differently. But hey, I know these people are liars, so whatever they're doing, they're contriving something. They're buying time. They're putting it in limbo. Let's buy some time till we figure out something else. I mean, that's my take on it. What other take can you have when time after time nothing good has come out of anything? And I feel they're getting desperate. Whoever is behind the puppets, whoever's behind everything, it's either all breaking down, breaking apart, and they're getting desperate, or they're buying time for another plan, or maybe this is part of the plan. Your guess is as good as mine, but I don't feel like this is going to get any better. Let's put it that way. It's definitely not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. The war's still dragging on. Hundreds of thousands of people are still being killed. People are maneuvering around. It's dicey. It's dicey. So let's keep an eye on the situation, see what happens. Just wanted to put this out real quick because I felt, it's like I wanted to talk about it. So let's go to my website here for a second. Let's go to a place that has some positive energy. Here we go, spiritofcrazyhorse.com. That's all one word, spiritofcrazyhorse.com. If you'd like, you can donate here. There's a bio about me. Again, I've written 3 books. I am an award-winning author, if that means anything. And, I got a couple of CDs here at a newsletter you can fill out. And please donate if you can. Kick me down anything. I appreciate it because it helps me keep this up, helps me keep things going here. And if you click on this book here, you can see some seminars that I could do in your area. I do it for expenses, food, lodging, that type of thing, travel. So there's that. And then, of course, I do have some other websites. Real quick here, I'll take you to them. This is called Apache Tracker. It's got all kinds of good stuff on here about the Apache warriors and their lifestyle, and a little bit about me and my books, and just a lot of good stuff. Here's one about Geronimo and so forth. And then, you can click on this other little symbol here and go to Native American Taoist, which was my original blog, and that has all pictures of all my blogs on there, which there's 3 of them. And there's, the same thing, you got the newsletter. You got a search engine where you can search all kinds of information on there, look for different topics, that type of thing. So please consider going to crazyhorse.com and checking that out. So until next time, adios, people. Take care. Have a good weekend.